Welcome to our live product demo, Drive Up Your Revenue with Online Sales. We're excited to get started. My name is Sarah Breff, and I am the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Rinsed. We are excited to have you with us as we explore our online sales feature, a tool that we believe can be really impactful in boosting your membership sales volume. We have a really great agenda today. We're going to kick it off with Catherine, our senior data engineer, who will share compelling case studies on the effectiveness of online sales in car wash of various sizes. Following that, Sammy, a member of our customer success team, will give you a detailed walkthrough on how to set up and implement online sales on your website. Then Henry, our director of customer success and support, will spotlight exciting new feature enhancements that we've introduced in the last 6 months. And to wrap things up, Catherine will return to give you a tour of our analytics dashboard and how you can use data to further improve your online sales. We have a lot to go over, and we hope this is informative and helpful to you in your journey of implementing an online sales solution. Before we dive in, I would like to call out that we will have a Q&A section at the end. Feel free to drop your questions in the Q&A chat on the right-hand side throughout the event. If we run out of time, rest assured that we'll follow up directly after the event to answer any unanswered questions. All right, let's go ahead and begin. I'll turn the time now over to Catherine.
Hello, thank you, Sarah. Let me present my screen. Okay, I wanted to share 2 success stories today from different brands that Rinsed is working with. The first story is from a mid-size chain. Now, this 5-location chain added the equivalent of a brand new physical location's active member count without any capital expenditure. So you can see here, we have a graph that I included. All of these lines in blue and purple represent the active member count at the physical locations for this car wash. And you'll see a line in green as well, and that represents active members from online sales. And you'll notice that these active members from online sales represent a significant portion of current active members. This car wash was able to sell 1,000 memberships online in their first year, and this means that they generated a lift of about 31% in their active member count. Now they're quite reliant on online sales, and 37% of their monthly sales come from online, and about 1/5 of their current active members originated online. Now, with just this one feature, this car wash generated a 5x return on the cost of Rinsed just from using this one feature. So it goes to show how valuable online sales can be for all sorts of different brands. I also wanted to share a story about a larger chain that we work with. This 20+ location chain sold almost 30,000 memberships online in less than a year. I included this chart here, which shows cumulative and monthly revenue for online sales over time, and you'll notice that it's growing quite rapidly. This car wash made about $1 million in online sales revenue in just 9 months, and they're currently making about $433K per month. Now, this number of monthly revenue is growing very rapidly because people who bought an online sale a few months ago are continuing to renew their membership this month. Now, out of the 27,000 memberships sold online, we still have about 20,000 of those that are active. And so since this car wash has about 4,000 active members per location, this means that this is the equivalent of opening 5 new stores, again, without any capital expenditure. So I wanted to share these 2 stories to show you that brands of any size can get value by organically growing their active member count using online sales with Rinsed. I'm going to pass it back over to Sammy.
Hey everyone, so I am going to go through a demo of being able to create that checkout form within Rinsed. Go ahead and share my screen. So a couple things that I just want to call out about these checkout forms. Oops, sorry about that. Is that they are mobile optimized, so people can test these out on their phone, being able to check out there rather than needing to go on a computer. And we'll actually show you the preview of what it will look like on your phone versus on your computer. They're all one page. So you typically lose about 30% of users when you're introducing another step. So we keep it simple. It's all on one page. No need to navigate anywhere else. The other thing I want to point out is these are all iframes. So they will live on your website. It's not a third-party site, not anything, that's going to look sketchy to a customer. It's, you're able to control everything around that iframe. It's just going to be that iframe on your website, and we provide you with an iframe for each checkout form. We also can create separate promotional forms so that you can track, conversion on a promotion you're running, a discounted sale that you're doing. So we're able to track all of that in our analytics. And then just for today, this feature is not currently available for Washify, Patheon, or MicroLogic customers. So to show you what it would look like, so I'm in my rinse environment right now. So you're just going to go into checkouts. You go to new checkout form. So I'm going to pull up the one I've already created. So here we have standard menu. So all you're doing here is you're just going to put in an internal name. This is not customer facing. You can call this whatever you want. I just called it standard menu. You can put in a redirect URL here if you want to direct customers to another page after they have successfully checked out. You don't have to do this. This is optional. If not, it will just say, thank you for your purchase. You can enable terms of service. You can leave this blank to use a default terms of service that will set when you first get going with Rinse, or you can have a custom terms of service for each checkout form if you'd like. There's an option for showing a gift recipient email field. Then you just need to select your replication group. Most times there's only one here, so you'll just select that here. You can select a locations field to have a location drop down if you'd like, and you can select the locations that you want in that drop down. And then here we have our products. So you need to configure all of your products in the API. So you need to set them up in your point of sale and expose them to the API in order for them to be seen in Rinse. So this is everything that we're seeing in Rinsed. Again, if you're DRB, you're going to be reaching out to DRB for them to configure those plans for you and expose them to the API. ICS and Sunny's, you're able to do that on your own, or of course, ask for help from the point of sales if you need. But if they are not exposed to the API, we will not see them here. So this is just a list pulling in whatever we're seeing from the API. So I'm going to select the Web Ultimate. So that's the $34.99. And then here I'm just putting in what I want the customer to see on the form. So I can put in unlimited works, $35 a month. There's also an option to add an image. So if you want the text to be in an image, it's a little bit more, engaging for the customer. So we do recommend adding images in, and your CSM can help you with that as well. But that would just replace the text. And you can add as many products as you want. If you just click add product, you select the product from the list, remove it if you want. Here I'm doing the web premium, $24.99, and just putting in that text here, unlimited premium, $25 a month, and then just adding web basic. There's no limit to how many products you add, so you can add as many as you want here, and you can add that image here as well. Also, there's the capability to add custom fields. We do have a little help text over here to explain what that is. So you can add as many custom fields as you want. Some popular custom fields are vehicle, make, model, and year, any comments, a sales associate who assisted the customer. And again, we can pull in all of this information and report on it for you. So if you want to just add that custom field, you put in the field code. Again, we have question marks here to show you what the code is. So you put that in here, then the label of what it will see for the user, and then any text that you want as well. And you can make this required, so the customer has to fill this out. You can display a wash location state dropdown, and then you can also disable the form. So if you ever want the form to be invalid, you can just click this and then it will no longer be active. And then you just click update checkout form. Oops, let me get rid of this. Okay, and then our form is complete. So you can see here on the preview, this is what it will look like on a phone. So this is exactly what somebody will see. You can see all of the items that we put on here and the text that we put. These are all of the fields that will appear. So first name, last name, email, phone, license plate, state, etc. And then if you click this on the top for the preview, this is what it will look like on a computer. And then if you ever want to test out the form, you can click test it out here. And this is what it will show you, what it will look like. And And then once you have the iframe ready, so this is the iframe that will then go on your website. So you just copy this iframe. And once you put this iframe on your website, the checkout form is live. So also something to note, if you ever make changes to anything on the form, you don't need to re-embed the iframe. It's just going on there once, and any change you make within Rinse will then automatically flow over to that iframe. Same thing goes if you change the pricing of certain plans, that will then change here, but you'll have to update the text to reflect that. Or if you want to pull in new plans, again, you don't need to make a new checkout form. You could just simply change the slot that you are selecting, and that will then create your checkout form. Real quick, I just want to show you what it looks like from a larger perspective on a website. So this we have embedded, and you can see here that this is the iframe on our demo environment, Sudsy Sam. So it's exactly what we saw on the other page, just in a real environment. So once you've embedded it on your page, it will look like this. All right, I'm going to hand it over and have you take it from there.
So I'll jump in. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what is new in Rinsed in the past month or so. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. So we're going to go back into Sudsy Sam. So the first thing I want to call out is we have this gift recipient email field. So as Sammy mentioned in her great walkthrough, we have this show gift recipient email field. This is a brand new field that we added that allows us to gift these checkouts to specific customers. So you can have a customer come onto the web page. They'll be able to buy a single wash or a gift card. They'll be able to fill out all their information, including a gift recipient email. And then when we actually go to send the email, we're going to have one confirmation email that goes to the person who made the purchase. And then for the gift recipient, we'd be able to send them a different email. So I can show you sort of like what this one looks like right here. This email right here, that would actually say, here is the email that you're getting. Here is the product. So you can actually send them a separate email, whether they are the checkout or the gift recipient. And so that's all done just by coming into a checkout form and toggling on this show gift recipient email field. And that will let us to send a gift checkout to a customer's friend if they want to send a gift card or a single wash. We don't yet recommend doing this for memberships with the reoccurring charges. It gets a little bit more complicated. But today this will work for any gift card or single wash purchases that people want to make as a gift. Additionally, we do have an integration with World Gift Card for our ICS customers. So anybody who is on the ICS point of sale can work with Rinsed and World Gift Card to have the gift card information sent to World Gift Card, and World Gift Card can help fulfill that gift card fulfillment on your behalf. So any ICS customer, please reach out to your CSM and we can help get that connection between Rinsed and World Gift Card set up for you. The other new feature that we recently added is associating the purchases with a location for DRB. So if you have the multi-site API with DRB, we are now able to associate the checkouts with a specific location. We've always been able to do this for ICS and Sunny's customers, so you won't have to have anything changed there. But for DRB customers on the multi-site API, we can now associate your purchases with a specific location. With that change, we also added the concept of displaying a wash location state dropdown into our checkout forms. So if I come back onto our Sudsy Sam webpage and I go, instead of buying a single wash, I go to purchase a membership, you'll see we now have this state field right here. So previously we always had the locations where you can see all 5 of our demo locations in the dropdown. Instead, if you click state, you'd be able to choose a specific state like Texas. Now I can choose the city, Christopher, and then that will scope down the locations and let me just choose 1 or 2 locations rather than a long list of locations from there. So if you want to set up this state, city to location flow, that's something that your CSM can help you set up on the back end. So please be sure to reach out directly to your customer success manager. Those are the newest features that have come out with Rinsed recently. So I'm going to kick it back to Catherine to talk a little bit more about some of our online sales dashboards.
Thank you, Henry. All right, going to share my screen once again. So I just wanted to walk you through the dashboard that you will have access to once you hit 50 online sales with Rinsed. So this is our demo environment, just going to walk you through this example. So first we provide some high-level information on your online sales, so your total number of online sales, the online sales that you've had today, and how that's changed over time, so your cumulative count. We also have here total revenue, and this revenue number is going to include not only the sale, but also any subsequent recharges from the people who initially purchased online. We also have some information on your online sales by checkout page. So if you're offering many different kinds of online sales, you'll be able to see that breakout here. So maybe a President's Day promo or $10 off your first month of the Guitar Hero membership. We also have online sales checkout form visits. So in this case, this is not people who necessarily purchased, but people who just visited your checkout form page. So you can see which page is most exciting to your customers. We also have here online sales by refer. So if you are paying for different marketing channels such as Facebook, Google Ads, etc., you can track which one is generating more leads and decide how to spend your marketing budget. We also have online sales conversion. So in this case, conversion is going to be the percentage of people who are visiting your site that are actually checking out and purchasing something with online sales. So we have daily conversion here. You're going to notice that's a bit spikier and it's going to vary a lot more widely. And then we also have this weekly conversion, which helps you track trends over time. Just a couple more charts here. We have online sales member count by month. So you can see how many new members you have from online sales in that month. And then also this dark blue bar is going to be your renewals that originated from online sales. And then we have the same chart here, but this time for revenue. So again, you can see how much revenue you've received in that month from new online sales and then also revenue from renewals. And lastly, we have this breakout here, which is going to show you every single online sale and some information about the person who purchased it and the product that they purchased. So just providing lots of information there. Hopefully that's valuable once you kick off your online sales process. I'm going to pass it back over to Sarah now.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Henry, Catherine, and Sammy for all that great information. We're going to go ahead and kick off the Q&A. I do want to call out, like I said before, that we'll be working to answer all of the questions, but if there are any that we're not able to get to, we'll reach out directly after the presentation. It looks like the first question is asking, what do car washes do to drive the online sales?
I can speak to that. So I think, actually it's funny, Nicole in the Q&A kind of referenced what I was going to suggest. So I'll kind of answer both at the same time. So really helpful to have a QR code at the wash. You could have advertisements, right? You could have cards that you give out, wherever you're doing advertising that have a QR code that link to the checkout form. Most people do like to embed it on their website, Nicole, and then have a link to that checkout form. However, if you did not want to, put it on your website, you could use the rinsed hosted version. So every checkout form can either be embedded as an iframe, or you can use the rinsed hosted version that if you test out the checkout form, it gives you that link. It's just a rinse.co link. Some people don't like doing that because then you don't have, your branding, you don't have as much control over the page, but you could technically just link the QR code to that test form. Some other ways that customers drive online sales are through, social media marketing, right? So ads on Facebook, Google, and then, directing people to those forms, and then also like promotional forms and doing those online. So saying like, you can get $10 off your first month if you check out online here, or a little bit of lower pricing online is some really good ways to steer people online. And I think once people see that it's a lot easier of a process to buy it online, our checkout form is really fluid, the flow is good. I think people see the value pretty quickly, and they'll do it, repeatedly.
Thank you, Sammy, for answering both of those questions. That's great. The next question is about the gifting, and maybe Henry, you'd be able to come on stage and answer that one, or Sammy. But how would the gifting washes or gift cards work for individuals? Would it send a digital code number to work at the pay stations?
We would be able to send the digital codes for them to redeem. So it can either be the same as a barcode scanned version of the gift card, or you can send physical numbers to type in, whichever is going to be more ideal for your wash. So you'll be able just to have that be generated by the point of sale directly. That comes into Rinse, and we'll be able to facilitate that for Sunny's and DRB. For ICS, that's where we're going to want to work with World Gift Card, and they're going to send the gift cards virtually to your customers, or they can also do physical gift cards to be sent. So only with World Gift Card is there a way for us to do physical gift cards, because that's going to be facilitated by them and not by Rinse, and that's where integration comes into play for ICS customers. But for everyone else, we're going to just send the cards virtually.
Great, thank you. Just looking over the rest of the questions here. All right, if we have different campaigns, do you suggest best practices to have one Rinse form and multiple landing pages, or create multiple Rinse forms?
That's a great question. Both work. It kind of depends on what you're trying to achieve from a tracking perspective. I like personally having multiple landing pages with the different forms, and the reason for that is it lets you track specifically how each form is performing. So you can do this through other ways of tracking, like UTM parameters, and watching to see through how people are getting to that form to actually check out. But if you set up a bunch of different variations of forms, especially if they have different promotions on there, you can track it all by multiple forms. If everything is the same offer, so it's just one offer for the same, and you're just trying to get everyone to that same landing page, at that point, it's probably easiest to just have one individual form, and you can use that across different landing pages. But generally, I lean towards having a unique form per campaign so that you can tie the amount of checkouts very quickly and easily to that specific campaign, because it's tied to a specific checkout form.
Thanks, Henry. That's really great answer. All right, we're one other one. What is the average customer acquisition cost on the online sales tool? I don't know, Henry and Sammy, if you have insight there. I can provide I would say it would probably vary, and according to how much you're investing within the advertising tools. Henry and Sammy, do you have more to share there?
Yeah, it really is impossible for me to say what the exact cost is, because it's going to vary based on how you're trying to get to them. Is it just a form on your website that you maybe have a QR code in person people are scanning? Well, then the cost per acquisition is just someone scanning that and getting there. Is it a Facebook driven campaign where we're having ads and actually having people click and get to a landing page? Well, then you're actually able to track the exact cost per click, and we'll know a dollar value there. So I think ultimately it depends on the type of campaign that you're running, but it's going to be hard to say that there's one default acquisition cost. It's going to really depend on your method of acquisition.
And then just to piggyback on that with your other question about like lowering the service cost to a very low point harming the industry, that's part of that, customer acquisition cost, right? So if you make it if you give them a bit of a discount, it gets them to the page, it gets them checking out, then you get that recurring revenue. So it tends to be worth it, even if it's just and not like a huge, discount, just a little something can be really helpful to drive traffic to that page.
Great. Thank you both for that insight there. This is a dashboard question. So it says on the dashboard, you have online sales renewals. If a location was selected, does it show up in both areas, location membership renewal revenue and online renewal, or just in one place?
That would definitely depend on the setup, but I would say just in one place.
Great. Well, thank you all for going ahead and joining us. I'm just looking through the questions to ensure that we've been able to answer all of them. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and then wrap up our Q&A. I have just launched a survey, a quick 1-question survey. Please feel free to fill it out before you leave the event so we can know how we did today. But we really appreciate you all joining us. If you are not yet a customer of Rinse and would like to learn more about our product, there's a direct link to request a demo in the docs section on the right-hand side of your screen. If you are a customer and have further questions on this feature, feel free to reach out to your CSM directly. But we really appreciate you taking the time today, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day.